up, everybody? My name is Carney Hope, and hope you have a beautiful day today. Today, I'm going to be here to bring you the preseason interview with Jolt of the Token Minorities, aka Coach of the Toronto Star Raptors.
How's it going, guys? Jolt here, and I am happy to be here with my good friend Carney.
Oh man, he is so sassy already. Jesus. Okay, so Jolt, how are you doing today?
How is that sassy?
yo.
I am doing just fine. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing A-okay. So, Jolt, let me ask you a very off-the-wall question, but what is the color of your desktop? Like, what is your desktop color? Like, what exactly is that?
I don't even know. Let's see. It's blue.
It's blue.
What a great question.
It's
a combination.
Sad.
It's a combination of baby blue and kind of depressed blue.
So,
you know, it's like a darker blue and a lighter blue. It makes me feel really. I like blue.
You like blue? Okay.
Yeah, I like blue.
Well, I like talking about your team. So let's talk about your team. So your team is pretty hot. I like it a lot. It's pretty cute. It has certain things like the whimsicott. Praise the grass type lords. I love it so much. Just don't bring that against me. But you
can't make that promise.
It's okay. You know, it's a very cool team. So what was the mindset going through drafting this team?
Yeah, so my original draft plan was actually to draft around the Diggersby, but because of certain snipes in round one, I ended up getting Azumarill instead of Tapu Fini, and Azumarill kind of took the place of Diggersby, so it became a bunny core of that regard with Megalopunny Azumarill instead. So basically the draft was around that, and overall the goal was to draft around priority, spam, plus momentum, plus wall breakers. So that was kind of basically the hole that was in my team last season, in my opinion, is that it was pretty easily prepped for, and I never really had momentum. I was always playing on my back foot, and that didn't work too well for me, as shown by the 6-6 record. So basically I was just trying to patch up those holes with this draft and take the safest route possible in handling all the big threats here in Gen 7. So it's a bit more offensive of a draft as well as what I had last season. So hopefully that prevents me from losing to these Z moves and all the scary stuff that I have to deal with this season. But yeah.
That's pretty respectable answer. I like that a lot. So after the 6-6, so you definitely feel like this is a whole lot better draft. Is this like one of your best drafts, or is this more of a, yeah, it's pretty up there?
It could be my best draft. I think time will tell on that. It's really hard to compete with my Season 4. That one was perfect in my opinion. So it's very, very good though, and I'm pretty confident with it going forward.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Dang, you're breezing through these questions like they're nothing. So let's talk about what you feel like is the best snipe, the best pick of your draft. What round and what you feel like is the best mon that you got on that set round?
Round 11, Talonflame. Because everyone is thinking crap right now with the Gale Wings nerf, and it's not bad at all in my opinion because its speed tier is still very high. I don't even know what its speed tier is. It's pretty high up there. It's like 126, thank you. Yeah, very high, which still outspeeds almost everything else in the entire field. So even though I don't have necessarily priority with every single Brave Bird, it's still an offensive threat to most of the league because a lot of people didn't really make it a priority to draft bird checks this time around, and that was something that was obviously really important because Talonflame was such a huge threat in previous seasons, but people really slept on bird spam, and Talonflame is looking really, really good against most of the league. I was looking over its matchup today, actually, against pretty much everyone, and it could feasibly be brought in every single game. We'll see. But, yeah, I definitely think Talonflame, especially whenever I gave it the option to run a Z move, could be a pretty big menace to the league this season. So I think that was definitely a big steal, especially considering I got that in the last round.
Guys, so watch out for Smogbird, everybody. Or maybe not Smogbird, because whatever, it's not Smogbird.
No longer Smogon Bird. It's about to be Draft Bird, though.
Draft Bird, okay. We'll call it that. Alright, so what is the mon that you feel like you could have won? Maybe I shouldn't have picked up this mon at this round, if there is a mon like that. Like the one
there's
that
really
you
not. Honestly, there's really not. The only one I'm maybe a little bit skeptical on is Doublade in combination with Metagross. But I picked up Doublade to deal with some of the bigger offensive threats from this generation because I saw how excellent Aegislash was in OU in terms of its defensive typing. So I figured that Doublade would also provide that really good defensive typing for my team. I don't know. It has some redundant weaknesses with the rest of my team, so that's why I'm a little skeptical on it. But just overall, I think I still agree with my decision to get it. It'll just be a matter of not coming as frequently, potentially, as many of my other mons. But, we'll see. I'm not going to make any promises on that, obviously, because I can be pretty unpredictable with my prep, too. So
you're not going to pull a Trev the King and bring it almost every week, and so it gets, kills every week?
I could. You don't know that.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, okay. Look, this is all theoretical here, okay? This is what you like to live in and work in. I already know. So... let's talk about how you're prepping for your Week 1 opponent, Mr. Carney Hobo in the Vancouver Stealth. Now, I know that Mr. Carney Hobo has been doing push-ups, he's been doing sit-ups. I mean, he's going on the full Matty Brolic training regiment, trying to prep for you, Mr. Jolt of the Token Minorities. And, I was just wondering, are you going through maybe, going out, playing some basketball? How do you prep for your Week 1 game? Without giving any details, of course.
Let's just say that starting, I guess, last season, I began the habit of crushing the last opponent to beat me in a draft format game, and we're going to repeat that in this season. So, Mr. Carney Hobo better be watching out, because I will be very ready for that game.
Okay, guys, so as you can hear right now, Mr. Carney Hobo, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout, because I'm telling you why. Because Jolt is coming to town, but maybe Santa Claus ain't going to come around this season. I don't know yet. We'll see soon. But, so horrible. Jesus, this is hard. So, is there any other matchups that you feel like you have the best matchup in with any of the other teams, and the worst, maybe?
I don't know about best matchup. My team isn't really designed to have incredible matchups against everybody. It's more designed to always put myself in a good position to where I can prep to win. But in terms of probably my worst matchups, I think against Chris Togavor, that's kind of a tough matchup. Just breaking through the Clefable Mega Venusaur core plus Weavile is kind of annoying. And also against top tier boys, a little bit annoying too. In both cases, defensive cores that are a little bit tougher for my offensive mons to break through, but I wouldn't say any matchup is insurmountable, and that's why I really like this draft. It has a lot of ways to beat different forms of teams, so, I'm feeling pretty confident overall. It's just going to be those two I have to prep extra hard for, but I guess we'll see on that.
So, would you say you have confidence or cockiness?
Confidence. Definitely okay. Confidence, well, yeah. I don't need to be cocky. I'll let my battling do the talking.
All right. I like a man who puts his money where his mouth is, not where his mouth where the money's at, because that's kind of weird,
yeah, that's a little weird.
Imagine if you're just kissing money. It's horrible. Okay, whatever.
You don't do that?
I mean, no.
That's awkward.
Sir, I'm a hobo. Okay, any type of money I get goes to the man up and goes to the white man. Okay, we're not gonna get into that now. We're not gonna get into the racism and the NPL or whatever. We're not talking about that. We're talking about you, Mr.
Got it.
So, Jesus, this is hard as hell. So, Joel, here it's gonna be a really off-ball question here, and it's not gonna be about your desktop this time. We're not gonna talk about that, but we're gonna be talking more about how successful do you believe that you are gonna be this this year. As you said previous to this interview, or multiple times right now in this interview, basically, you're you feel like you have a very good, confident team, which I do like that mentality. It's a good stuff, love it a lot. And, you believe that you can prep your way out of almost everything, which is great. But how realistically do you feel like you're going to go this far this season?
That's tough, because as many people know, this league is very likely to be the hardest league out there, if not one of the hardest. And I don't know, I'm not going to be cocky and say I'm going to go 12-0. That's not going to happen, obviously. But I definitely no. In fact, I'm not Gypsy King, but I definitely see myself making plays just because the draft is so much better than last season's. and I was really close last season too, despite that. So I definitely see myself making playoffs. That's the top goal. And I'd like to get another playoff win in my resume as well. So that's the goal. I think I can definitely accomplish that.
All right, because I am your week 1 opponent.
Bringing the right stuff at the right time. So
I'm going to ask you, what is your puzzle switching? And and that's a running joke, guys. By the way, it's mine. You know, Jolt's joke. So, what is your puzzle switching?
What isn't my puzzle switching? You tell me.
You know, your only switching is for
a Zoomer takes a hit from Plusle, right?
Yeah, barely.
But it does, and you die.
not in focus sash counter. Okay, let's talk about that later. But, yeah. So, Joe, I'm gonna hit you with the hardest question I've asked everyone so far in this interview process. Is that Jolt, aka the token minorities, aka the coach of the Toronto Star Raptors, aka the person that thinks he's the superior Canadian team in this league, aka Mr. Low Punny God. Okay, why do you believe that you are the next champion of the NPL?
That's a tough question.
Told you it's the toughest question in the world.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I don't know. I just think I have the team that it takes to be a champion. It's a very versatile team. It can compete against, or it can be built in such ways as to play offensively, defensively. I can't really run stall with this team, but I wouldn't want to anyways. But I can run hyper offense, bulky offense, balance. I can do everything I really need to be able to do with this team. It's also really hard to predict, and that's what it takes to get playoff wins. And I do definitely think the team is good enough to get me to the playoffs. So, it's just a matter of getting there and then making the plays and making the right decisions whenever you get to the playoffs. And if I'm able to put it all together, then I'll become champion. But it's going to be obviously hard to pull it off in this tough of a league. But the team is there. I just have to play as well as I possibly can, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, we will see what happens week 1 with your Canadian rivalry going on. But
that's the easy week though. Don't worry about that.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that later.
See, it's the no free wins league minus week 1.
Minus week 1? Alright. I mean, I've heard Mr. Carney Hobo is cursed. Normally loses week 1, but
see, the thing is, if Mr. Carney Hobo drafted Bravey, unfortunately, Pidgeot is your Bravey. Oh, I think
you'll be ready. You should know, Mr. Pidgeot.
I can counter Pidgeot. Braviary, I had nothing.
Oh, okay, big boy.
Inside jokes.
Highly inside jokes, guys, but as you know, I like beating him up and beating myself up. That sounds wrong. Oh well. So I believe that's going to be concluding our interview. Is there anyone that you want to be calling out? Maybe someone that you want to give a shout out to, like your mom, your dad, or
hi mom. No, I would call out Trev, but I don't actually. I'll have to call out Mr. Pokeaim MD, I guess, because that's going to be definitely for you this season, and it'll be a good one for sure. But call out the whole league. I want to get your best shot, and we'll see what happens.
Man, okay, so he's calling everybody out. Looks like we got to go out there. We got to show them what's up. Okay, I know it's Phoenix Sunfloras. I love the grass type name, so love it so much. Phoenix, we can do something. I don't know, man, if you can handle the coldness of the Bronx and the Beartics, but hopefully you can. And I really wanted to see you do well, but barring week 1, because week 1 you're gonna go down. So you can go 11-1 as long as I know that I beat you. It's all good. So
honestly, I would be okay with that if that was the final result. But.
Yeah, I mean, it could be inverse for me. I'll go 1-11, but we're not going to get into that. So I want to thank everybody for watching this. I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to leave a like for every kill that I'm going to get on Mr. Jolt right here. Yeah. So that should be 6 likes already, and then let's also get a like for every single dual blade encounter we're going to get. So hopefully that's going to be 12. And then let's just get a like for Jolt himself being commissioner of this league and not even getting a champion. Technically, he has the championship, but
I have a couple fractional championships. We're gonna count that.
We're doing statistics up in here, and statistically speaking, he has 1. So that's about it. So like I said, my name is Carney Hobo, and I hope to see you guys again soon.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Alright, see ya.